Hello everybody, Bob here. Today I want to show you a concept for a new villager trading station. This trading station has some advantages when it comes to mass trading in comparison to regular hall designs. It saves quite some time as all the villagers will be coming to you instead of you walking the island. It has a nice compact interface which can be detached from the storage of the villagers themselves so that you can customize it the way you want. The biggest reason for this design for me was that I wanted to do mass trading. I wanted to do like a lot of rotten flesh which I wanted to translate into gems. The same was true for stone or maybe some farmer products as well as fish for my guardian farm. All the other designs I've seen so far always relied on that I have to walk an aisle, and if this number then of villagers was more than 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, then all these designs, they had some limitations that I had to walk long distances for restocking, etc. One key design decision of this villager trading station is that the villagers are traded in groups by their profession. This is also what you can see here in the selector panel. The system really shines if you want to trade a lot with one group at a time. You lose some of the benefits of the system though if you start to get very picky, that you just want one villager in that particular group, because that's not what you can select. So really, if you are looking for trading in mass, then this system may be just about perfect for you. Let me also show you on how this system works. We have here a selector panel where we can choose the group of villagers we want to deal with. And with a right click we can simply select the group, for example, the clerics for rotten flesh. We have here a button which gives a one-tick pulse. This way we can cycle the villager that we have currently dealing with and get the next one. And we have here an automatic cycling until we receive the next villager. So let's try the system out. We will go for rotten flesh. So the first step is selecting it, and then confirm the selection here with a press. Now you hear the gong, and the villagers respective to this group are guided now into this area. Second step is now I pick the ingredients I want to trade. I wanted to mass trade, for example here, in this case rotten flesh. Now the group of villagers arrive, and I will be able here to trade. Like so. And I can always right click to cycle to the next one. I can trade here and cycle here to the next one. And this process of mass trading is one of the big advantages of this system, that I don't have to walk anymore big areas, but that it's really that the villagers, that they are coming to you. Once you're done with trading, you can flush the rest of the villagers with this lever, that all the ones you don't use, they flush them back into the system. And the system is ready for your next selection. Let's face it, there are a ton of villager trading hall designs out there, but at least to what I found, I haven't seen any that really play on the case of mass trading. This is also why I really designed this hall. What I really like is that I can do mass trading just from a single location, but also what I like is that the hall itself, which in case here is just a small station, that this is really customizable to whatever you want it to look like. This could be a small part of a house or a small room in an underground cave or something. You can really make this look as you want, and you're not tied by the overall design of this station. At this stage, I would not give block by block tutorial yet, unless it's required, or if you ask me to do so. I will give a link, make a link available for the world download, so you can test it out as much as you want by yourself. But what I would like to do now in this video still is showing some of the principles this design is based on. One of the principles is that we have various fence gates here blocking off the passes either from the group chambers or towards the player, or from returning from the player towards the group chambers. The second very important factor here of the farm is that when the selection is done, you will hear a bell ring. And only one fence gate is open, the one that you selected. All the villagers run towards you. After you're done with trading, the villagers typically end up in this waiting chamber. Depending on the time of the day, these gates are open or closed. If it's working time, these gates will open as well as all the others, so that they can find their way home into their group chamber. If it's out of the working time hours, the gates will remain closed until it's working time. Working time is approximated here with this contraption with two daylight sensors. And if we now set this to working time, the gates should open and the villagers should rush back into their cell. This way, the villagers group themselves correctly, and it's not required to assign them in that sense. By classic standards, the system is not modular, but it's extendable. So the same principle, where we have 4 chambers here, 4 different groups we are dealing with, could be extended to 6, 8 or 10. But it's not as simple copy and paste of this boxes. It would need a little bit more work. Another component is the selector panel. A comparator output is taken from the selector and is based on the signal strengths. One of the 4 gates will be approached. We have 4 gates for each of the groups, and these are the blue lines. This contraption here, this dark color, as I said, is the measurement of time and the approximation of the working time hours, regardless of thunderstorm or just cloudy days, and it approximates it quite well, sufficiently enough for the system. The blue system is a clock, similar to like an ISO hopper clock, with a certain set of amount of time here, and it regulates the amount of time the villagers have to arrive in the water stream, and it also triggers this bell a second time, so that absolutely every villager is able to make it. This has been optimized based on some playtesting as well, but it has been proven quite reliable so far. The villagers themselves are held in these cells here. and I added like 21 trading stations or workstations here per group. In theory, this could be a lot more. This is just showing the principle. What would work to make them even bigger is to make them a bit wider. This is not a problem for the system. But what cannot be done, and this is very important, is workstations cannot be placed here, as this may cause villagers to hang out in the hallway when the workstation is too close by. So that's why the workstations are here inside their chamber on the left-hand side, away from the gate. When you design or when you want to build this trading station in your world, one important consideration is that you have this bed up here, which they are pathfinding to. This needs to be the closest bed within 48 blocks of every villager. So you need to have quite some space around without bed so that they can easily pathfind to this one. I also recommend, even if there's a bed far away, and even if this one is closer, I even recommend to remove the other one, because, and that is something I observed, is that the villagers, if there are other beds around, that they are temporarily not pathfinding correctly. So they are eventually pathfinding correctly, but this may not be, there may not be enough time for them then to get into here, because if they pathfind for quite a while into the wrong direction, this could be misleading them. So that's why I suggest to not have any other bed in a 50 blocks or 48 blocks radius. So this station is really made up for trading with villagers. So what you would need to do if you build this one, you would still need a separate breeder, as well as one to heal and convert them from zombie into villagers. So this is a separate step, but there are really great tutorials out there already for both of them, and these breeders as well as converting machines are quite efficient, so that you can just hook them up and breed villagers, and then also lock their profession, and then just bring them in, and they will automatically search for a new workstation and automatically sort themselves in. Yeah, that's really what I wanted to show you today. And yeah, for me it has been an interesting journey to build this contraption. But now I would really like to hear your opinion on it, and if you would consider building it, or what kind of questions you have on maybe things I maybe could explain better. Yeah, I would really like to hear your feedback, and yeah, see you next time. Take care and bye-bye. And the standard message: if you like this type of videos, feel free to subscribe, and then you are next time directly in the loop if I have new worthwhile content for you. Take care and bye-bye.